Hello everyone, you are on the Mobi channel and I am glad to see you on my channel again. The long-awaited second part of episode 70 of SKIBIDI Toilet was released today. And it turned out the way DaFuq told us, it didn't have a lot of action. But it is very rich in Easter eggs, secrets and the plot in general. And in this video, I will not only analyze this episode, but also try to answer the questions: who is a secret agent? What is the T-Man agent book doing in the secret SKIBIDI Toilet lab? Did the lucky cameraman survive? And what will happen in the third part of episode 70? The video turned out to be very interesting, so be sure to watch it to the end, like it, subscribe to the channel and join my Discord server. All the necessary links will be in the first pinned comment, and we begin. The second part of episode 70 continues the events of the first part, and SKIBIDI Toilet 70 Part 2 begins from the moment where a squad of agents rides in an elevator. Then the lights turn off, we see two ghosts and then we hear very strange sounds on the roof of the elevator. Next, the explosion creates a hole on the roof of the elevator and we see an ordinary cameraman agent, but something is wrong with him. But the whole point is that this agent is already dead and the SKIBIDI Toilet booby trapped him and threw him to the squad of agents. The enemy bomb exploded and created a large hole in the floor of the elevator, and judging by the green smoke, the bomb was charged with acid. Then the enemy himself goes down into the elevator to the agents. He immediately pierces one of the cameraman agents, and the others start shooting at him with their blasters, and if you look closely, you can see how the enemy slows down due to the fact that he is shot from paralyzing blasters. Then Dark Speaker Man shot at the enemy with his own with knives, and completely deprived him of sight, and then you can hear this sound. This means that the bomb on the enemy has been activated and one of the cameraman agents decides that he will drop into the elevator shaft with the enemy so that other agents will not be injured. But why did he do it? Why couldn't you just drop the enemy and stay alive? The fact is that the enemy pierced cameraman's agent with his sharp paw and it would take time to pull out his paw. But there was no extra time, so this brave cameraman saved the lives of his comrades at the cost of his life. Next, the enemy and cameraman fall into the elevator shaft and explode, and we see how the agents are sad about the next loss of an agent in this bunker of toilets. Then the cameraman plunger picks up the weapon of the cameraman's agent and the elevator begins to shake. It seems that the elevator began to break from the damage received. Dark Speakerman immediately understood what was going on and began to rescue the agents. The first was the lucky cameraman, and then the second cameraman agent. At a certain point, the elevator began to fall and the POV plunger cameraman decides to jump on the wall and catch on thanks to his studded fists. He's literally like Spider-Man crawling up walls using spikes on his fists. Next, he is already getting close to the exit. He turns around and sees how only one dust remains from the elevator in which they were traveling. Then he turns again and sees Dark Speaker Man pulling a helping hand to him, but the plunger cameraman does not need help. He beats off his hand and jumps to the exit himself. Next, the lucky cameraman looks at his tablet where they need to go. The lucky cameraman showed the way and the plunger cameraman led them along. But in this corridor where the agents are located it is very dark and the SKIBIDI sounds of the opponents are heard. The agents understand that they are very close to the opponents, and in order not to attract their attention, they turned off their flashlights. Even Dark Speaker Man turned off the light of his speaker, and then POV plunger cameraman turned on a night vision camera. This can also be understood thanks to this inscription. They go very quietly to the door, but still the opponents turn on the light and notice a squad of agents. Then a lucky cameraman quickly breaks down the door. They pass on and the lucky cameraman quickly closes the door. But also at the moment when the agents came in, you can notice this inscription on which it says Test Lab. And what do you think it means? Write your theories in the comments. Next, the agents very quickly run after the lucky cameraman, and he opens and closes the doors so that the opponents do not catch up with them. Next, a lucky cameraman runs up to this door, and we just saw this frame in one of the information leaks. A lucky cameraman opens the door and then the most interesting thing begins. The agents ran inside and the lucky cameraman closed the door. Now they think they are safe, but they are not, and at the first viewing it may not be noticed. But if you slow down the video and look closely, you can see how the enemy is hiding behind this blue box. Next, the POV plunger cameraman examines the room and there are very many references to previous episodes. This is the knife of Dark Speaker Man. This is the spear from SKIBIDI Policeman. This is the mechanical tentacles from SKIBIDI Toilet. This is the knife of Titan Speaker Man. This is the head of Spider Cameraman. This is the arm of Titan Cameraman. This is the jet turbine of Titan TV Man. This is the speaker of Titan Speaker Man, and further here we have very important plot information. Plunger cameraman comes to the table and he picks up some document. Here I assume that Skibidi Toilet and Astro Skibidi Toilet have concluded some kind of agreement, or else it describes what ordinary Skibidi Toilets are fighting with Astro Toilets. Everything is written in Greek Skibidi language, therefore, it is difficult to make out something here, but if you see any sense here, then write about it in the comments. Next, the Plunger cameraman puts this document and we see how information is pasted on the wall, which reveals information about the secret agent to us. And if you say literally what is written there, then it is quite difficult to make out, because not all the words are readable here, but the meaning is clear. The secret agent is the new administrator of this database. Previously, it was a secret base, a secret laboratory, which was funded by the government, and the first Skibidi Toilets appeared in this laboratory. And this scientist who shakes hands with a secret agent looks like either a scientist from the Beatbox universe, or the very first Skibidi Toilet who appeared in the series in the first episode. You can also write your theories in the comments so that we can work together. We figured out what's going on in the Skibidi Toilet plot. There is also a date on this newspaper on July 2, 1979. And the 2nd of July is just the date when the secret agent first appeared in the series. Specifically, he appeared in episode 45, and episode 45 was released on July 2nd. Next, the plunger of the cameraman turns and we see how the lucky cameraman holds in his hands the very book that we saw in the leaks, but only now we learn that this book depicts the logo of TV Man's agents. Also in the background, you can see how Dark Speaker Man is watching what is in these flasks, and in them there is a protective lens, then headphones and a backpack for the reinforcement of cameraman agents. A lucky cameraman points to the logo and does not understand at all what the books of TV Man's agents are doing in this place, and a little later I will tell you how they ended up here. Then suddenly a mechanical, sharp tentacles appears and pierces the lucky cameraman agent, and it seems that at this moment his luck is over, because he is literally thrown out and he hits and breaks one of the glass stands. Then the plunger cameraman sees the enemy, and from the first viewing I did not even understand who it was, but if you look closely, you can understand that this character has already appeared in the series before, and this is the same Skibidi Toilet Scout who does not have a mouth, and he appeared in episode 42, and just the same this room is the room of this toilet. This is Skibidi Toilet Collector. He collects various attributes that belong to certain characters, and just the same, I assume that he stole the books of TV Man's agents, and just the same, based on these books, this toilet created a TV for himself, thanks to which he hypnotizes agents. And by the way, at the moment of radiation, we can see how the inscription appears on the screen and you self. And it seems that the same inscription appeared on the Titan cameraman at the moment when he was hypnotized by a Skibidi scientist in episode 67. We can also observe how the hands of cameraman agents reached for their heads, and Dark Speaker Man realized what was the matter and began to close the cameras to cameraman agents so that they would not obey the radiation of the toilet. And then when the plunger cameraman was outside the radiation zone, he put on a protective lens. Then he turned around and saw that the second agent could not be saved, and he succumbed to the hypnosis of the opponent, and also the toilet began to attack the Dark Speaker Man. Next, the plunger cameraman threw his sharp, spiked plunger directly into the opponent's screen, from which he crashed, and further thanks to the weapon that he picked up in the elevator, he closed both eyes of the opponent, after which Dark Speaker Man used his sound to stun the toilet, and already the plunger cameraman dealt the opponent the final blow. Next, Dark Speaker Man says thank you to the plunger cameraman, and by the way, you can see how the headphones of Dark Speaker Man broke. Then the plunger cameraman approached the body of the lucky cameraman and took the very device that the secret agent gave to the lucky cameraman. But did the lucky cameraman die? Personally, I think he will come back in the future. I believe that a secret agent will come to rescue him. What do you think? Write your theories in the comments. Next, Dark Speaker Man smashed one of the stands and took a new weapon, specifically a spear, and it reminded me of the God of War game, because Kratos has a new weapon in the form of a spear in the God of War Ragnarok game. Next, the plunger cameraman broke one glass and took the headphones, then broke the second glass and took the reinforcement backpack. Next, he broke down the door with the help of a secret agent device, and they, along with Dark Speaker Man, continued to get out of this terrible secret bunker of toilets. This is the end of the second part of episode 70, and what can I say? We finally got a little insight into who the secret agent is. And most likely, we just have to learn more about its plot. But who is he? Did the secret agent really survive? Or is it a sign? We have yet to find out about this. But what will happen in the third part of episode 70? And yes, if you didn't know that DaFuq is planning to release 3 parts of episode 70, personally, I think that in the third part we will be shown how a squad of women together with a Giga-Chad big cameraman break into a bunker, and in the third part most likely the squads will have to meet. But will everyone stay alive? As sad as it may sound, it seems to me that Dark Speaker Man will be the next victim of the bunker. You saw how he tries to save everyone and he wants to prove to the plunger cameraman that he is a good character. He is still very uncomfortable with what happened in episode 69. But this is just my theory. Write your theories in the comments and on my Discord server, because in the next video I will try to understand in more detail what will happen in the third part of episode 70, and also if you have not yet seen my videos on the topic of what if and a review of the game Elite Cameraman, then these videos have appeared on your screens right now. Click on any of them and enjoy watching.